NSCN-IM General Secretary Th Muivah finally broke his silence on the recent developments surrounding the Naga peace talks. The NSCN-IM top gun spoke exclusively to Northeast Live's Konyak at Camp Hebron an hour back. And mincing no words, Muivah said sovereignty for Nagas can no longer be questioned as far as the peace talks are concerned. A candid Muivah also said that the demand for Naga constitution and flag can't be denied either. So viewers, your channel Northeast Live became the first media outlet to get access to the NSCN-IM top gun who spoke exclusively on the group's expectations from the peace talks. Let's listen into some of the excerpts from this super exclusive interview.
I'm at Camp Hebron, the headquarters of NSCN-IM near Dimapur, and joining me is the veteran Naga leader, Mr. Th Muivah, who is the General Secretary of the NSCN-IM. Sir, thank you. Sir, welcome to Northeast Live. So let me start with the IndoNaga peace talks have come a long way from independence to sovereignty and now to shared sovereignty. Yeah. Can you explain to our viewers what do you exactly mean by shared sovereignty, and also whether government of India and your government is on the same page on the issue of shared sovereignty?
Now, in the long course of the talks, both sides realized the necessity of sharing with each other, because our history is clear. At the same time, the difficulties on their side is also clear to us. And so, situation demanded, and in some way or other, we'll have to take step. And of course, since from the Indian side, they have officially acknowledged that Naga history is unique. Nagas were never under the Indians, either by consent of themselves or by military force used during Nehru's time. No. And so our history is unique. Therefore, solution must also be unique. And when we say this, they said, you are too tough. No, I'm not tough. Nagas are not lost people. We have our history. They have come to realize. And not only that, since the Nagas were not under the Indians or under anyone, our sovereignty also lies with us. And so they got stuck off. But, they also afterwards frankly admitted, yes, you have right. Your history is clear to us. But, Mr. Muivah, government of India they have, on their side also, they have their own difficulties, a lot of difficulties. And so it will be a problem. See, and we cannot ignore the difficulties they face now. So it becomes a matter of negotiation. How to find the way, the best way to come closer to each other. Okay. So you get the point?
Right, sir.
Okay.
Right, sir. So was a separate flag and constitution part of the historic framework agreement? And will you agree to signing the peace accord even if government of India does not agree for a separate Naga flag and constitution?
No. If the Indian government would not accept our national flag, the constitution, we will not. Why? Because since our history is unique and clear, yes, our sovereignty can no longer be questioned, and our history can no longer be questioned. So that means the Nagas have every right to have their own constitution, their own flags. And allow me to say that this is the covenant between God and the Naga people, that Nagaland shall be for Christ. This is the the commitment given to God by Naga people. Thousands have laid down their life. No? How is it that we have to dishonor it? We cannot. No? And so, since our history is clear, and sovereignty is also clear, no? From the Indian side, the Constitution of India cannot, the Constitution of Nagaland cannot be questioned anymore, because our history is clear. No? And national flag is also clear because, when we don't have, identities of our own existence, there is a problem, So, identity, when we say identity, yes, we have our national flag. We have to have our constitution. No? These are our identities. Because in a democracy, sovereignty lies with people. Now, in India, sovereignty lies with the Indians. In Nagaland, sovereignty lies with the Naga people. So, we have the right to have our own constitution, to have our own flag. Okay.
Sir, so in clear words, does that mean that NSCN-IM, your government, will not sign the peace accord if Government of India fails to agree upon the separate flag and the constitution?
We don't see logical conclusion there. Why? Because the unique history of the Nagas is officially recognized. Yes. And so, the unique history of the Nagas, since it is clear enough, our sovereignty lies with us. So it can no longer be questioned. The sovereignty of India, yes, theirs. Ours, because we were never under the Indians, So since we have respected them, yes, equally they have to respect. That is our obligation. That is the meaning now. So there is no other way for them to make their own escape.
Right, so stretching more on that, the Government of India seems to be clear on the stand as well on the flag and the constitution. So in case Government of India fails to agree upon the flag and the constitution, is your government preparing or looking forward for an alternative way?
From the Indian side, they have to have the obligation to respect the Naga's right. Why? Because our history is unique. And we were never under them. Therefore, there is nothing wrong on the part of the Nagas to go on insisting on their own right, flag, constitution, and others. Because it is not an imposition on the part of the Indian government. But by virtue of our history, they have recognized. So that is the meeting point now. We will respect them, let them respect us equally. That is the only way to have peaceful coexistence. Okay, yes.
Your government have claimed that opportunists, detractors, opponents, and are now claiming stake in the ongoing peace process when the solution is near. Who are they? And also, is your government ready to sign the peace accord with those people or with those groups?
Well, in this matter, Indians are also to be careful enough. Otherwise, there will be tendency to get themselves spoiled. Why? Because the unique history of the Nagas is clear. We have signed. Why should then they seek solution with others? does it not amount to betraying us on their part now? See? And so, the history is clear. Naga history is clear. Nagas were never under the Indians, either by conquest of the Indian armed forces or by consent of the Nagas themselves. That is very clear, quite clear. So, therefore, solution must also be unique. Of course, they said, Mr. Muivah, you are too tough. No, I am not tough. That is the history of the Nagas. See? And yes, you're right. So, agreement is there, commitment is there. No? There can no other way to make justification of themselves. No? Facts are there already. No? So, it is not our intention to go on criticizing, no. But since they have respected the history of the Nagas, we too must respect them. The way they have respected us now. So, I think on our part, we are rationally dealing with them. We feel. So.